Yes, people. Big up to everyone. What's happening? That time of the week again, back with another match preview. Today, we're going to be looking ahead to Liverpool's Champions League game. Yes, I'm delighted to announce that the Champions League is officially returning this week. We are back in action, and the Reds are back in action as well. We travel away to France to take on Marseille in what is a must win game for Liverpool in our hopes for qualifying into the round of 16 from the top eight. So it's a must win. Will we win though? Well, that's what we're here to discuss. So before we get into the match preview, do remember if you are new to the channel, do drop a like on the match reaction, match review, match preview. Sorry, the video. Do subscribe to the channel as well. Only 10 subs away from 600 now, people. So ever so close. So if you can subscribe, very much appreciated. Drop a like on the video as well if you have enjoyed it. Make sure you turn notifications on as well, so you know whenever future content drops and whenever future content is being put up on the channel. So like, subscribe, and comment. You know the drill, everyone. Without further ado, let's get straight into the match preview. Marseille versus Liverpool. Now, I'm going to put it plainly and very, very easily for everyone here. This is a must-win game. A loss will not do. We know a loss will not do. A draw is unacceptable. Nothing but a win in this game is acceptable for me personally, and it should be for everyone else. We've had a poor Champions League campaign so far. I know we've beaten Real Madrid, but other than that, we've lost to Galatasaray, we've lost to PSV Eindhoven, we've now only beaten Atletico Madrid. We have beaten Inter away, to be fair, so that was a decent result. But overall, I look at it and I think it's been a poor Champions League campaign compared to how good we were in the Champions League last season. I think we only lost one game, finished top of the table. We were very, very good in the UCL last season. This season, it's been the complete total opposite of it. I think we've been poor. We've had a very poor UCL campaign. So far, we've started off very badly. And as things stand, I believe we are currently ninth in the table. So we are outside that top eight. And that top eight, of course, qualifies straight to the round of 16. Anyone lower than that will go into a playoff round. Now, we're in danger. We're in real danger here. Our next two games are Marseille away in France, and we have Carabao at home at Anfield. So if we don't win these next two games, the chances are that very likely we go into the playoff round, and that would mean we play two legs home and away, and it means extra games for our players. And the way our season has gone so far, the way we've been playing, the way it's all unraveled, do you guys really want to have two extra games to watch on top of that, on top of the already congested fixture schedule? I certainly don't. So we need to win. We have got to win. We have to win both games, really. Marseille and Carabao. A loss in one and a win in one won't be enough. A draw in one and a win in one won't be enough. So we need to get 6 points from the next two games. Will we do that? Honestly, the way Liverpool are playing, I don't see it. I genuinely don't see it. I think it's more likely that we end up going into the playoff round, and we end up playing the two-legged game, home and away, which is not great. But I do hope I'm wrong, and I do hope Liverpool prove me wrong as well. But Marseille is going to be a difficult away trip. Now, I don't know much about Marseille. I don't know much about how their UCL campaign has gone. I don't know much about their league position in the French league. I know Roberto De Zerbi is their manager, the ex-Brighton manager, of course. I think he's a very underrated coach. I know a lot of people don't like him. They say he's very egotistical, etc. But I think he plays football in the right way, a very possession-based, front-footed, attacking way of playing. And I think Marseille play like that as well. And from the games I've seen them play, I watched them against Madrid. I believe it was the first Champions League game, the first match week, and I felt they played very well. At the Bernabeu, they went there, imposed themselves on Madrid, played their game. And on another day, they could have gotten out there with 3 points, but they pushed Madrid all the way. Granted, Madrid were down to 10 men, but they were impressive nonetheless. Now, as for their Champions League campaign as a whole, I don't know how high they are. I don't know how low they are. I'm not too sure. I can't answer that, but let's be honest. Will make anyone look good at the moment. I don't believe Galatasaray are having a good Champions League campaign, but they beat us. PSV Eindhoven aren't having a great Champions League campaign, but they beat us at home 4-1. So we've got the tendency to make these lower level teams look better than they are. We've done it twice already, and we have more of it. I believe we can do it again. Let's be honest. Galatasaray away losing 1-0, unacceptable. PSV Eindhoven at home, absolutely unacceptable. To concede 4 goals at Anfield, unacceptable, completely unacceptable. The 2 games that we won, 3 games, sorry, Atletico Madrid at home. Atletico Madrid aren't that same team no more. They're no longer that same team that they were a couple of years back. And we scraped over the line there. 2-0 up, bottled a 2-goal lead at home. Yes, we pulled it back to 3-2, because of a Virgil van Dijk lucky header. Let's be honest. Did we deserve the 2 points in that game? Probably not. Other games, Madrid at home. Madrid at home is the only real game that I look at and doubt. Yeah, we played well. I felt we shut Madrid up well. We were a lot more defensive in that game, a bit more pragmatic, and I felt we dealt with them well. So that's the only Champions League game I look at this season so far, and think we've played well in. Inter Milan away, I'll be honest, Inter Milan really disappointed me in that game. I felt they'd be a lot better. I felt they'd be a lot more. I thought they'd go for us more. At the time we went to Inter Milan away at the San Siro, we were in a very, very vulnerable position. We know how hard it is going away to the San Siro. We've been there before. We know how hard Inter Milan Milan are to play against. We know how hard these Italian teams are to play against because of how pragmatic they are and how they set up so well defensively. So we were very vulnerable. On top of that, we just come off the back of a 3-3 draw away at Leeds. We had the whole Mohamed Salah and Arnestad incident, and there was a lot of tension in the air. So I would have thought Inter would have smelt blood in that game and gone for us more, but they were cowardly and timid. Granted, I felt we went there and put in a decent shift, but we only won because of a lucky penalty at the end of the game, which probably on paper wasn't a penalty. Let's be honest about it. You're not going to see me making excuses. You're not going to see me saying, oh, it was a deserved win. I think overall were we the better team? Probably. But was it more so to do with Liverpool being good on the day? Or was it more so to do with Inter Milan being poor on the day? Personally, for me, I think it was more to do with them being poor. And considering they're top of the Serie A as well, that would have been a criminal result for them. So our Champions League campaign, like I've said, not been good enough. When the Champions League started, what did we all expect? We all thought Liverpool would more than likely be in the top four. I certainly thought we'd be in the top four. I never felt personally that we were going to be scraping, getting into the top eight and being in danger of not getting the top eight. But here we are, alas, in danger of not getting qualification from the top eight. Marseille are a decent outfit. Like I said, don't know what they're like in the Champions League. I haven't watched enough of them. Don't know what they're like in League One. Don't watch the French League. But I know they have a decent manager. And I know they are 110% a more well-coached team than us. Most teams out there are probably more well-coached than Liverpool are. They're not going to sell fair. They have a home team. Marseille away, I've heard stories about that stadium. I've heard that it's a very hard away ground to go to. So I'm not confident at all, especially if the crowd are up for it. We saw what happened against Galatasaray. Against Galatasaray away, the crowd completely swallowed our players up. Their fans completely swallowed our players up, and we crumbled. Something very similar could happen here. Because from what I've heard of the Marseille fans, from what I've heard of that stadium, it can be very, very active when it wants to be. And that worries me. Because under pressure this season, this team have showed that they can't deal with it. They don't know what to do. They don't have the bollocks for it. As for Marseille, who are standout players for them? Well, if I'm being honest, who are really standout players for Marseille? I genuinely don't know. I believe they have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang there. That is mad to say. The fact that Aubameyang still plays for Marseille even now, all these years later, is absolutely mad. But he's a standout player for them. So Aubameyang is someone to look out for. I believe he is coming towards the end of his career. However, he's still a very, very, very good player in my opinion. Very underrated. No idea why Arsenal sold him when they did, but you can see now Roberto De Zerbi at Marseille. From what I've seen, he is getting the best out of Aubameyang again, and Aubameyang is looking like a good player. So with the way our defence is, Konate and Van Dijk up against Aubameyang, who is in form, that kind of worries me. Are we coming into this game off the back of good form? Not really, let's be honest. We aren't. We're coming off the back of this game drawing against 19th place Burnley at home. Before that, drew against Arsenal 0-0. Decent result on paper. Before that, drew away to Fulham 0-0. 2-2, sorry. Before that, drew at home to Leeds 0-0. So we haven't won in 4 games. And now we're going away in the Champions League week to Marseille, to France. It just spells a recipe for disaster, if I'm totally honest. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be downbeat. But I don't see a world where we're going to win these next 2 games. I think Karabag at home could even be a bit of a challenge. Genuinely, I feel the Karabag game at Anfield could be a bit of a challenge for us. I'm worried. I'm very, very worried about us not making the top 8. There's nothing that I've seen from this Liverpool team that would suggest we can go away to Marseille and win. Nothing. Nothing at all. So I'm not confident for the game. I wanted to bring up the Champions League table here to see where everyone is and what our chances of qualifying look like. So hopefully you guys can see this. So obviously the Champions League table, everyone. I'm going to just do it there. So as you can see, Arsenal on top of it, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool are all the way down in ninth. So we are close. Are we ninth or 10th actually? Yeah, we're ninth. So we're close. We're very, very close to qualifying. But nonetheless, do you have faith in us to go away and win on tomorrow night? I don't. I think it could be a battering. And if it is a battering, by the way, people, honestly, can you say it's not overdue? Can you? I can't sit here and say it's not overdue. Because if we don't win tomorrow, I think it's going to be a major waking up call. So that's where we are in ninth. So we're not in a bad position, but it's not a great position. Marseille are all the way down in 16th place, so it looks like they're not having a great overall Champions League campaign, which is interesting, very, very interesting. So there's a big gap between us and Marseille. So we're in ninth, they're in 16th. Barcelona being in 15th is crazy. Tottenham, Spurs, and Newcastle being above Barcelona is mental. There's a lot of big name teams there that are not doing too well this season. Barcelona won, Juventus won. Yeah, Chelsea as well down there. We're down there. There's a lot of teams that are not doing well in the Champions League this year. Now, of course, we know this table means nothing. It's meaningless, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, did Paris Saint-Germain top the Champions League table last year? No, they didn't. And did they still go on and win the tournament? Yes. Did we top the Champions League table? Yes, we did. Did we go on and win the tournament? No, we didn't. So this table here, at the end of the day, it's irrelevant. It is very irrelevant. What matters is who is stood lifting the Champions League at the end of the season, come May. That's what matters. That's what counts. So you can be top all you want, but if you win it, unless you win it, it doesn't matter to me. So we're right there. Win tomorrow would be huge. It puts us right back into that top 8. I believe we have to hope on the teams above us to try and to lose as well or drop points. So it's possible, but we have to go there and put in a performance. We have to go there and be defensively solid and win the game. And what's more likely, Liverpool rock up, put in a great performance, absolutely kill it, walk away with a win. Or Liverpool go there, crumble under the atmosphere, and walk away with a loss. I know which one I think is more likely. This Liverpool team this season, I know which one I think is more likely, personally, anyway. But yeah, it's mental. If you look at the other teams that we lost against as well, by the way, this is how pathetic Liverpool have been this season. Galatasaray are down in 18th place. We lost away to them 1-0. Yeah, we lost away to Galatasaray and they're in 18th place. PSV Eindhoven at 21st and they came to Anfield and scored 4 goals. That just shows how pathetic we have been this season. That just shows how pathetic this Liverpool team has been this season. Everything that I look for in a Liverpool team, this Liverpool team has got none of that. There's no heart, there's no fight, there's no desire, there's no commitment, there's no care. Exactly everything we were under Jurgen Klopp, gave 100% on the pitch, pressed like maniacs, won the ball back every single time and went forward with it instantly. Gave 100% on the pitch every single game. We are now the total opposite of that. I don't look forward to Liverpool games. Am I looking forward to the game tomorrow? No, I'm not. I'm genuinely dreading what could happen. I'm not looking forward to it. I haven't looked forward to Liverpool games for a long time because I'm emotionally checked out. While we still have things to play for, people think we can win the Champions League. No, we can't. We are not winning this Champions League. If we come up against a half-decent team, we come up against a Bayern Munich, we come up against I don't know, I say Inter Milan, we beat them. If we come up against a team like a Bayern Munich, for example, or Paris Saint-Germain again, we are going to lose. We are going to get absolutely smoked. So I don't believe we can win the Champions League personally. I think people are reaching when they think we can do that. I think it's very unrealistic and it's very, 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 very deluded, should I say. Now, if people think we can win it, cool. I know we won it back in 2018, but it was a very, very different Liverpool team and very different circumstances when that happened. I don't believe we can do anything in this UCL tournament, genuinely. I think if we get a bad draw next round, we're out. If we get a bad game in the playoff, we're out. I'm not confident at all. Genuinely, I'm not confident. So yeah. Yep. But yeah, honestly, people, if we don't win tomorrow, what does that mean? Well, it means we probably don't get top 8 and go into the playoff round. But let's be honest, a loss is overdue. A loss is coming. We are going to lose a game eventually because the way we are playing, we cannot keep getting away with putting in poor performances week in, week out and relying on individual brilliance. I genuinely believe, and I hate to say it, it's going to take a loss for people to wake up and see how bad the situation is. The longer this unbeaten run continues, the longer we keep drawing games or narrowly beating teams that we should be smoking, some of our fans are going to keep lapping it up, lapping it up and keep accepting it. We need to hold an L and a bad L as well. Another PSV needs to happen for people to wake up and see how bad the situation is at Liverpool at the moment. Because otherwise, people are just going to keep accepting it, going to keep lapping it up. Oh, we're now 13 games unbeaten, 14 games unbeaten, 15 games unbeaten. It can't continue like this. Our loss is needed. I hate to say that because I never want my team to lose games. But it's going to take an L for people to wake up and see how bad the situation is at the moment. It genuinely is, in my opinion. And is that L going to be tomorrow night? It could very well be. It could very well be. But it's coming because you look at our next 4 games. Marseille away tomorrow, Bournemouth away on Saturday, and then we play Newcastle at home and Manchester City at home. A loss is on its way. If you think we're going to win all 4 of these next upcoming games, you're in for a rude awakening because there is no chance we are winning all 4 of those. We're going to hold an L in one of those games, and I believe we're going to hold a bad L as well. I don't know which game it's going to be, so don't ask me which game it's going to be. I don't know. But we're going to lose. It's on its way. And it needs to happen so some of our low standard fans will wake up and see the situation for what it is. That this manager is not good enough and needs to be sacked as soon as possible. But yeah, I hate going on rants, people, but the situation at Liverpool is just not good at the moment. It's not good. If there are United fans watching, how did you guys feel when Ten Hag was the manager? Did you guys also feel unconnected to him? Did you guys also feel dull, lifeless, unexcited to watch games? Because that's exactly what I'm feeling at the moment, listening to Slot week in, week out. Zero emotional connection to the guy. It's just so annoying. So annoying. But yeah, people, without further ado, I'm going to give you guys my predicted 11 for the game. The team that I think will take to the pitch tomorrow. So just bear with me. Just bring the share screen up again. So the lineup I think will take to the pitch tomorrow against Marseille. Now, this is what I believe we will see. I believe we will see something similar to this. Very similar to this, actually. So if I just get rid of that. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. So this is what I think. It's nothing too different to the lineup on Saturday against Burnley. But to when you guys do it, obviously Alisson in goal. No surprises there. Right back, we'll continue with Jeremy Frimpong. Conor Bradley out for the season. There's no one really there. You don't want to play Szoboszlai there. I'd rather him much further up the pitch where he can be more impactful. So Frimpong at right back. He's looking good. He's looking very, very good since he's coming back from injury, and that's a positive. So Frimpong will continue there. Centre-back partnership, it's going to be Virgil and Ibu. No discussion. We're almost, we've got 10 days left in January and we haven't signed a centre-back. Please get lost. Bye-bye. Can you stop popping up? Jesus Christ, these ads are annoying, man. But yeah, back to what I was saying. We're 10 days away from the window starting and there's no signings. There's no centre-back signings. How pathetic is that? I mean, whatever, it is what it is. But it will be Virgil and Ibu as centre-back. Konate, look, he needs to be better. He had a very poor performance against Burnley and, yeah, wasn't great. Right, I can't even remove that there because it's just glitching for some reason. But yeah, Konate and Virgil. Hopefully Konate doesn't make a blunder and screw up this time. Left back, I think it will be Milos Kerkez. Again, I think we're seeing Robbo being frozen out now and Kerkez becoming the main left back going forward. Moving into midfield, I have gone with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. Now, I would go with Jones personally, but I think it's more likely you see McAllister in a European game away from home against a decent side. I believe Slot is probably more likely to go with McAllister and Gravenberch because he wants more authority, he wants more experience. And as good as Jones has been this season, I do get a feeling that Slot doesn't completely trust him. He doesn't completely trust him, and he doesn't necessarily think he's good enough for us. That's crazy, to be fair, considering he's been one of our better players. But I think he's more likely to go with Gravenberch and McAllister, so I think that will be the double pivot. But I do hope Jones starts instead of Maka, personally. Moving up top, I've gone with Dominic Szoboszlai off the right wing. Now, honestly, I believe Mohamed Salah will be back for this game. I believe he'll be on the bench. But I don't know if he starts. I'm genuinely unsure if he starts. Oh my God. Apologies, people. I'm genuinely unsure if Salah starts. If he does start, happy days. It's great to see Mo back, but I think we see him probably come off the bench in this one, and then he starts at the weekend against Bournemouth. So I think we continue with Szoboszlai there. I don't think the manager wants to really disrupt the team chemistry at the moment. So Dom, I believe, will be partnering. Well, we'll be up top at right wing again. So that's what I think. Moving into the 10 position, Florian Wirtz, of course. Wirtz is looking good. Scored again at the weekend. I'm very, very happy with that personally. Again, the more Wirtz scores, the better for me. The more he scores, the better for me. The better for all of us Liverpool fans, because that's what we want to see, our player doing well. Hopefully another goal here and more stuff to add to his Liverpool career so far. So yeah, off the left, here we go again. Cody Gakpo off the left wing. Oh, I really wish we had someone. I really wish there was someone that we could play off the left. I mean, just play Federico Chiesa there. Play Rio and Gamola there. Play Wirtz there. Move Szoboszlai into the 10, start Salah, and put Wirtz off the left. Anyone other than Cody Gakpo for this game. I cannot sit through another 90 minutes of seeing Cody Gakpo just smell the gaff out. I can't. He was shocking again against Burnley. Genuinely, I'm close to tearing my hair out every time I see this guy on the pitch. Not good enough to be our first choice winger. I think you can now see why he wasn't first choice under Jurgen Klopp. I think we can see why Klopp played Diaz week in, week out, and Gakpo was just a bench player, because he's not good enough. But yeah, prepare to see him start again, because he's one of Stott's favourites. And then up top, you got Ekitike, of course, as well, down the centre. So that is the team I think we'll take to the pitch tomorrow, just to run you guys through it again. Alisson in goal, Frimpong at right back, Van Dijk and Konate centre back, Milos Kerkez at left back, Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister in the double pivot, Szoboszlai, Wirtz and Gakpo up top, and as the main striker, I have gone with Hugo Ekitike. So that's the team, I think. And on paper, again, it's a decent team. There are a couple of changes I think the manager could make. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jones in there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Robertson in there. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mohamed Salah comes back for this game. But that's what I think the manager will do. So nothing too different from the Burnley game. But if that team can't beat Burnley at home, what chance do they have against Marseille away? So, yeah, that is the team. Just bring this back into the centre. Get rid of that. So now, as we reach the end of the match preview, I have to give you guys my score prediction for the game. We're not winning. I got no confidence. I genuinely have zero confidence we win this game. Actually, I think the woes are going to continue. And this is where I think this unbeaten run comes to an end. This is where I think our unbeaten run finally comes to an end. Away against Marseille, the way I hear their crowd is, the way I hear they can be, I think it's a recipe for disaster. So I think Liverpool lose this game. I think we lose the game. And that's not great, because it means we'll probably go into the playoff. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 3-2 win to Marseille. I think it'll be one of those where it's not as straightforward as people think it will be. I think they can go, you know what, let me just not say nothing, because people are going to say, get onto me. But I think Marseille win the game 3-2, and I think we lose. Don't want to be negative, but I've got to be realistic about it. I think we lose the game. So I'm going 3-2 to Marseille. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know your score prediction for the game. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. And let me know your predicted 11 as well for the game. We have reached the end of the match preview, everyone. So remember, on your way out, drop a like on the video. Sub to the channel, only 10 subs away from 600. So if you can sub, much appreciated. Turn notifications on as well. And get in the comments too. I'll be back tomorrow with my match reaction after the game, so stay tuned for that. Fingers crossed we win, but I'm not confident again. Shock horror, I've not been confident all season in most games. But yeah, like, subscribe and comment. I'll speak to you guys soon. Liverpool profit out. Big up you guys. Bye for now.